How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the Enclave. So we have another commentary video today, which I am pretty sure most of you have already seen. The difference with this video, the thing I feel like I add to this topic, is the fact that I've got all of the clips in one video, I've got all the information in one video, and yeah, so instead of having to hunt around for different sources of information, I've gathered them up from a couple different news sources and we're gonna give them to you today. So this is involving the latest failed cell phone transit heist. So yeah, let's get into it.
Armchair critics must keep their opinions to themselves.
Oh, hi. I think he may have been talking about people like me. Hi there, I'm coming to you from my lovely armchair in the comfort of my home to commentate on this video. And no respect to Mr. Prinsloo, I will call him Mr. Prinsloo because I respect him enough to not call him by his first name. You can't release footage onto the internet, especially something like that, and expect people to not commentate on it. That is the world we live in. You had the full power, I am almost 100% sure you had the full power to make sure that footage never saw the light of day. If you didn't want people commenting on it, you should have made that choice. Anyways, with all due respect, that is my opinion. Let's go. So, as you guys, I'm sure, like I said in the beginning, will have seen, there was an attempted heist on a couple million worth of cell phones on the N4 just outside of Pretoria. So, as we will see in the footage that I am going to be putting on the screen now, this is quite a serious situation. So they are in an armored vehicle. It is stopping the AK rounds. There are armored vehicles in the country that will stop things like 9mm and 45, things like that, but will not stop the 7.62 used in the AKs and similar rifles. I am gonna say AK, just for the record, I would be shocked if there were 20 AK-47s in the country. It is not a common rifle. There are a million rip-offs of it, but the original Kalashnikov AK-47 is not a super common weapon. So people see those rifles. I used one in my training. It was called a Type 59, I believe it is. It's a Chinese Type 59. It is identical to an AK-47, but it is not an AK-47. So I see a lot of people, AK-47, AK-47, AK-47. Not every Kalashnikov pattern rifle is an AK-47. I just want to put that out there. Anyways, so let's go. A little bit of information about these guys. So the guy on the left, his name is Leo Prinsloo. He is a former police special forces officer, I suppose. And since 2004, he has been running a firearms training academy out of Pretoria. The other man on the right does have experience in the armed response field. So in essence, you push your panic button at your house. He would have been one of the guys who came out to deal with that. So he does have previous experience in the security industry, but this is the first time that he has been shot at. It's the first time he's been shot at in a car, and it was only his 4th day on the job with this company, and only the 3rd day with Leo. So you can sort of see from the look on his face, he is shitting his pants. And I would like any one of you in the comments after watching this clip who feel like you wouldn't be shitting your pants, please comment down below so we can all laugh at you, because I think you're a joker. Like, I do not know anyone who would not be in extreme panic in this situation. And you can see that very clearly on this poor man's face. Yeah, his name is Lloyd Ntombeni. I hope I didn't butcher that. And I have a great deal of respect for him. If he's still working at that company, Lloyd, brother, I respect you. Because, yeah, no cell phone is worth my life. I'm sorry. I don't care if there's 100,000 cell phones in the back of that car. That is not worth my life. And if you're still working that job, I respect you, brother. I really do. I do just want to say, as you will have seen, Mr. Prinsloo doesn't respect my opinion. He doesn't respect the opinion of anyone who is not him. And that is okay. The reason I feel like that's not really valid is because you're not the only one who's been shot at. A lot of us in this country have been shot at. A lot of us in this country have been dragged out of our cars at gunpoint, had literal AKs smashed through our car windows and had barrels pointed in our faces. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. I do understand that it's your job, but you made that choice. So attacking other people is maybe not the best way to go about it. That is the only criticism I'm going to make of these people as individuals, was of that first clip you've already seen. Because I don't feel like it was the right way to handle it. I feel like either make the footage private and then you just go about your day, or realize that you're probably going to become some form of a celebrity just for doing your job. Like, because you did do your job. But you did a job you choose to do. It's your second career. So anyway, with that being said, let us actually get into this clip. And yeah. So as always, I'm going to pop it up on the screen and I'm going to watch it here as well. So let's go. So as you can see, we've got Mr. Prinsloo on the left there and Mr. Ntombeni on the right. Now, I must be honest, the only major criticism I have of this is actually to do with equipment. So you can see that they are very aware of their surroundings. Mr. Prinsloo, I think by this point, has already seen, there's some dodgy shit going on here. Because you can see he keeps checking like the same position, and like now he's looking on the other side of the vehicle, like at the other mirror. So at this point already, I think he's already a little sus, which is good. I mean, he is a veteran. He is an incredibly well-trained individual. So the fact that he is sort of aware and alert the way he is super impressive. And then here we go, bang bang, things start going off. You can see the rounds impacting the driver's side window there. Unfortunately, do not believe, from what I could see and from what I found out, I do not believe a single round entered the cabin. So yeah. Now as you can see, we've got a lot of aggressive driving going on here. Mr. Ntombeni drew his handgun a few seconds ago, and then Mr. Prinsloo pushed over the rifle to him. Now, one of the commentaries I do have, if you look at the rifle, that is an extendable buffer tube on the back, so it's an extendable stock, okay? By the looks of things, that stock is fully extended. For a vehicle gun, if you are going to have a stock on it, I do not recommend having it fully extended like that. I understand once you leave the vehicle, it is better to have the stock in a more comfortable position, but in this situation there is no way for them to present that rifle in that vehicle, because with the combined length of the barrel and the combined length of that extended stock, the weapon is just too long. So there's no way for it to be used. It has to stay pointed down at the footwell the entire time. Yeah, so there will be sound during all of this. But, yeah, like I say, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this. I'm just giving my commentary on it. Now back to the handgun. He drew the handgun and then switched to the rifle. But if you watch him during the rest of the interaction, he's struggling to keep control of the handgun that's on his lap. Now, I do not believe he should have reholstered it or any of that. Throw it on the floor of the vehicle between your feet and get both hands on that rifle. Or abandon the rifle and just choose a firearm. That is my only piece of advice in this situation, and it's the only piece of commentary I have. And there we go. That is the end of the video. So yeah, like I do not believe that I would have done anything differently, other than, like I say, I would have chosen one weapon. And considering he immediately handed the rifle off to Mr. Prinsloo, I would have just stuck with the handgun. Especially considering, like I say, when you look at it, you can't present that rifle in the vehicle. He would have to lean over into the driver's seat to be able to present that rifle out his window. So yeah, that is pretty much the only commentary I have for that. Like, I do not have any commentary on his driving. The way he drove was incredible. I do not have a problem with his evasive tactics. I think those were incredible. And to be honest, I don't have any problem with the way that Mr. Mtobeni handled himself either. In that panicked situation, potentially he felt that having the handgun in his left hand and the rifle in his right hand was the right thing to do tactically. And if that's what he decided to do, then I will agree with Mr. Prinsloo, and I will say no one has the right to say any different. And that's my thing. I'm not here sitting telling you what they should have done or telling you what they did wrong, because I do agree with what was said in the first clip. Until you're in that exact situation, not a similar one, not a kind of the same, kind of different, until you're in this situation, in that seat with those guys, you don't know how you would react. Maybe you would do the exact same thing, and I fully agree with that. But that being said, obviously the internet is a vast place full of criticism. So yeah, I'm going to now pop up a final clip, which is basically the rest of that interview you saw in the beginning, and you'll just get a little bit of input from them, and then I will be back.
Start off with a day like that, you sort of need to expect things like that to happen, because it prepares your mind for what you need to do. There's nothing that really can prepare you 100% for a situation like that. The first time I knew they were there was when the gunshots went off. Instinct kicks in pretty much. When we train people, we usually tell them to pre-visualize what you're going to do. It's a mindset. and that's pretty much what happened. You know, I pre-visualized what I was going to do, and to the best of my ability, I did what my mind just told me to do, and it worked out for me on that day.
That time I was thinking of, you know, maybe Mr. Leo, my crew, to actually try, like we said, trying to get rid of the threat. So that was the only option that time. But the shots, it was my first time hearing shots, actually sitting in a vehicle, coming at us.
Was there any comfort knowing that somebody as experienced as Leo was your crew member?
Yeah, there was. There was comfort.
What have you learned from this?
I learned a lot how to react on situations like that, because it was my first time, and thinking in a like upbeat. When something happens, to think same time.
Come work a day with a guy like my crew here, Lloyd. Come work with the guys on a road, climb in the car, catch the bullets, see if it's fun out there. It's very easy in hindsight to criticize what should have been done and what could have been done. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. In that moment, you've got a very short period of time to make critical decisions. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't have a chance to execute your plans because of the severity of the attack. Armchair critics must keep their opinions to themselves.
Okay, so there we have it. I mean, that is pretty much all the footage, the whole event, all the information that's really been put out there, the opinions of the people involved. And yeah, I must say that I do commend these guys on doing their job, and doing their job well. There are a lot of people equally trained, equally prepared, equally aware of the risks, who handle those situations very differently. So I will reiterate that I do commend these two gentlemen on their actions. I really do. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much that. Other than the fact that I feel like that rifle is not meant for its purpose. I also wanted to point out, for those of you who didn't notice, on top of that rifle is an ACOG sight. It is a 4x magnification sight. 4x magnification for road use is too much. You will literally be seeing the thread on the guy's button. If you try and draw that at a car sitting right next to you, there's nothing that's going to be in focus in that sight. So I would recommend potentially swapping it out for a simple red dot or a holographic, something like that, with maybe a 1 to maximum 1.5 times magnification. But yeah, the ACOG is not the best sight for close quarters combat. That is just sort of a known thing. But yeah, anyways, that is pretty much my commentary, is on the gear. It's actually got nothing to do with the people. Like I say, I don't have any criticism on the people. I think they did exactly what they should have done. But I must admit that if I were going to do that job, which I very well may, I actually have many friends in the industry, and I have many times considered doing it. So yeah, if I were to do that, I could tell you now I would not be using such a long rifle with such an intense sight for the job. That is pretty much the major criticism I have. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, if you got time, check out another one. So yeah, peace out.